This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. The moral panic that is taking place right now in this country relative to dragging us back to the 1950s, relative to the denigrating and the demonizing of gay Americans, the trans panic, the resistance to what in 40 years we will be embarrassed if we weren't on the right side of history relative to the fight for civil rights and human rights for trans Americans. It's just the way it is. And Republicans, they don't care if they're on the wrong side of history. Conservatives, they don't care. They're used to it. And Ted Cruz has his little touring podcast called The Verdict, where he's with some Daily Wire goon. And he made a very bizarre, listen, we've seen Tucker Carlson be bummed out that M&Ms aren't sexy enough or that cartoons are too sexy. It's a mishmash of grievance, culture war grievances constantly from the right. And Ted Cruz obviously is not immune. Ted Cruz is usually a leader. He has his own flaming pitchfork in a mob. And in his little podcast where he sits all slouched, all weird, we know Ted Cruz. I named this clip Ted Cruz - porn expert. Because if you remember, I was going to show these after, but if you remember a few years ago when Ted Cruz's liked tweets included a link to a porn video. And then he blamed it on an intern or a staffer who he never named. Of course, he never named him. But it's just interesting that these types end up being the ones who really do the things that they're so embarrassed by, the things that they're charging others with. It's projection. Here's Ted Cruz bizarrely talking about Mickey and Pluto going at it in a Disney cartoon. Look, if that's your deal, Ted Cruz, nobody's here to kink shame you, brother. But come on, watch this.
Yeah, look, that's a good point, and I like the way you phrased it. I think there are people who are misguided, trying to drive, Disney stepping in, saying, in every episode now they're going to have, Mickey and Pluto going at it. Like, really?
Thank you for that image, Senator.
But it's just like, come on, guys. Like these are kids, and you could always shift to Cinemax if you want that. Like, why do you have? It used to be, look, I'm a dad. Like, you used to be able to put your kids on the Disney Channel and be like, all right, something innocuous will happen. And you've got these, woke lefties that want to make it their political agenda. I just wish they'd leave their political agenda out of it.
Now, look, all of this has come about because Disney, only after their employees complained that they were not standing up to Florida and the Don't Say Gay bill. Only then. Disney is not some wonderful progressive company that's looking out for the interests of Americans everywhere. They're a corporation that is looking for the money and the bottom line being met. And only when their employees, the lifeblood of their company, complained, that's when they made a statement. That's when they came out against this bill. And because of it, they're being punished. They're being threatened by Laura Ingraham, taking away their trademark protections. Now they're being threatened by Ron DeSantis on a number of different fronts. But they're being defamed, this company, because Ted Cruz wants you to believe, he wants parents to believe that they can't leave their kids alone in a room to watch Disney cartoons anymore because for fear of what they will see. Mickey Mouse, he says it in jest, but just like everything, there is a strain, there is a note of truth in it, a granule of truth of what they believe. And he's talking about two cartoon characters having sex on screen that children will be watching. Now the crowd laughs it up. But this is bizarre. The Republican audience is not smart enough to understand that they're actively being manipulated. Maybe they want to be manipulated. Maybe it satiates in them some feeling of moral superiority. I don't know. But it's stupid. Who thinks, especially these Republicans who have a stranglehold grip on how capitalism and the market works, they say, do they really think that a company like Disney is going to animate cartoons having sex to present to children and think that they're still going to be a company a year later? Do conservatives actually buy this bullshit? Let me know, because I don't have an answer. Call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you for your time and attention. It is, listen, I get a lot of comments, I get a lot of emails and a lot of voicemails, a lot of comments in the comment section about my blood pressure and worried about my health. Don't worry about me. I might get fired up from time to time, but I have unreasonably good health, unreasonably good blood pressure. I'm fine. You worry about you and your health. I appreciate your concern, but I am right as rain. Follow me on social media. I would absolutely love to connect with you there. I am at Dollemore, not any other handle. There's a fake account on Instagram that's trying to scam people out of their banking account numbers or their cryptocurrency wallets or something that Instagram, Mark Zuckerberg the Great, will not remove, even though it's clearly impersonating me. At Dollemore, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, at Dollemore. And hey, if you happen to be on Instagram and you see an at Jesse Dollemore account, flag that account and report it as impersonating, because it is. If I bring you value, I would appreciate if you consider supporting my work, helping produce what I do right here. You could be a producer of the show. You can click the join button below, become a channel member for $1.99 a month, pennies a day, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much for your time and attention and your engagement with my content, your passion for the country. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.